Welcome back to the Nurturing Coach channel. Today we're going to be looking at the two main types of narcissistic parents and how that impacts you as a child. So if you were raised by a narcissist or you're worried that your children are being raised by a narcissist, do keep watching.
Sigmund Freud once said, "Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism."
Narcissistic parents really struggle with parenting. For one, they probably weren't taught parenting skills as they were growing up, but even those that did have good parents and suffered some sort of trauma that led to narcissism, they still struggle with the basic skills, which are that lack of empathy, being able to understand what their children are feeling, and also seeing them as an individual. They see everyone as possessions. But I want to look today at two main types, and the first one is the engulfing narcissist. And this type of parent, they're obsessed with the child. They see them as an extension of themselves. They put no boundaries in place. They are essentially, they're joined at the hip. You've heard the phrase, haven't cut the apron strings. Well, that's what applies to this kind of narcissistic parent. They're very close to their child. And when I say close, I don't mean emotionally, I mean physically, and they cannot stay out of their lives. The second type is the ignoring narcissist parent, and as that suggests, they don't care about the kid. They are neglectful. They're not interested. The child is of no use to them whatsoever. They're only interested if they can provide them with supply. So how does this affect the child? Well, barring the blatantly obvious, let's have a look at it in more detail. So the first type, the engulfing narcissist. It may on the surface seem great that there's all this attention, but actually what happens to the child is that they don't feel like an individual. They feel like they're just part of this pairing, where one ends, the other begins. It's just this snake eating its own tail. And so they're not allowed to express their own wishes or feelings. All decisions are made by their parent. As they grow up, they can't have their own friends. They have to bring the parent along to everything. They really struggle with giving them their independence, which is a natural part of child development. It's what all children go to. It's what good parents, encourage that independence. They want their kids to grow up and move out of home and have their own lives. But narcissistic parents don't want that. Narcissistic parents and the engulfing narcissist needs that closeness. They need their child to provide them with the supply. They need their emotional support. It can create a codependency very much, and so that's incredibly damaging to the child, because it's reverse, isn't it? It's the exact reverse of what should be happening. We as parents are there for our children, not the other way round. But that's not what happens with an engulfing narcissist parent. They see them as theirs. They are very possessive about them. They want to be involved in every single aspect. They will probably over-involve themselves in school. They may infantilize them, so treat them as much younger than they are, so they can maintain control over them. And they will lay on guilt really thick. If the child wants to spread their wings, be independent or normal and natural things, the narcissist will lay on the guilt trip of, but after all I've done for you, those sort of things. So they're very much keeping them as theirs. They want them close to them so they can control them. Obviously, with the ignoring narcissist, the child feels very rejected, abandoned, incredibly low self-esteem. They anxious because they don't know where any comfort is coming from, if it comes at all. They often experience a lot of trauma, because the narcissist will rage at them. They've got no qualms about being angry with them or anything. So the only attention the child really gets is when the narcissist is angry. And so the child learns that anger is the only real emotion. They don't understand any of their other feelings. And this can lead to problems in later life where they try and interact with other people and they've not been taught how to do that. They have a very poor internal working model of themselves, very, very low in confidence and low in self-esteem. Everything you would expect from a child who has essentially been ignored. So ultimately, being the child of a narcissist is incredibly hard for that child. There are things that you can do if you're parenting, co-parenting with a narcissist. There are things you can do to protect your child. I've put together a guide, the co-parenting with a narcissist guide. Link is on the screen right now. Do get yourself a copy of that. It will help. If you want any individual support, please do get in touch. Enquiries at thenurturingcoach.co.uk, address on the screen. And do reach out if you need to. Please help me to reach more people by subscribing to my channel. The more subscribers I get, the more reach I can achieve, so I can help more people who are going through this, more children who are experiencing it, more parents like yourselves maybe who are trying to navigate co-parenting, and help them to understand what's going on, that it's not their fault, and that's what's important. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Thank you. Bye bye.